Distinguished colleagues, once again, my name is Suki, Senator representing Cross River South.
Yes.
The motion before us is the urgent need to investigate the continued importation of hazardous petroleum products and dumping of substandard diesel into Nigeria. The Senate notes with deep concern the continued importation of hazardous petroleum products and dumping of substandard diesel into Nigeria. It observes that on the 16th of June 2024, it was reported that 12 diesel cargoes conveying a total of 660 KT of diesel was exported by foreign refineries to offshore Lomé, Togo, for further distribution to West African markets, mainly Nigeria. Also notes that the quality of the said diesel is below the Nigerian standard in terms of flash and sulfur levels. In spite of the substandard nature of the diesel, it has found its way into the Nigerian market as a truck on MT Carlos, which arrived Lomé on the 16th of June, which immediately did a ship-to-ship transfer to DVMT Matriarch Triumph, and then proceeded to discharge into Matriarch Jetty in Warri on the 21st of June 2024. Thereafter, another ship-to-ship transfer was made to DVMT Matriarch Pride, which then proceeded to discharge into Obat Oil Terminal on the 22nd of June 2024. The Senate further notes that the stock of diesel in contention is priced below the fair market value, which constitutes dumping on the World Trade Organization rules, which stipulates that countries are permitted to take measures to protect their local industries in the event of dumping. The World Trade Organization also recognizes the impact of dumping on domestic industries and therefore stipulates tariff regimes such as anti-dumping duties and import restriction measures to ensure that domestic producers are not unfairly disadvantaged. Aware that even though the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority has recently revised the standards of diesel importation into Nigeria in line with the Petroleum Industry Act 2021, it is apparent that they are incapable of enforcing compliance with the standards. Also aware that NMDPR has persistently continued to issue import licenses for diesel and jet fuel, despite sufficient local production capacity. Therefore, the best option for protecting Nigerians and our local refineries against dumping may be to place a ban on the importation of diesel as long as our local refineries can meet the Nigerian demands. We are further aware that this proposed ban on importation of diesel will be beneficial to the Nigerian petroleum industry and indeed the entire nation. The Senate observes that the inability to inaugurate modular refineries as well as get existing refineries to be fully functional to discharge their function to meet local demands for clean petroleum products would make Nigeria a dump site for dirty fuel. Concerned that importation of substandard diesel has both human and mechanical consequences, as toxic emissions from the diesel contribute to respiratory illnesses and other health issues, as well as degrade engine life that would force consumers to deal with frequent vehicle and generator breakdowns with attendant higher maintenance costs. Also concerned that local refineries cannot compete favorably if there is no adequate protection and regulation against dumping, and this will undermine the growth and sustainability of the domestic refineries, thereby leading to job losses and economic downturn. Further concerned that the influx of substandard diesel can have long-term environmental consequences as low-quality fuel leads to higher levels of pollutants being released into the atmosphere, leading to adverse effects on our climate and degrading our local ecosystem. The Senate accordingly resolves to set up an ad hoc committee to A, examine the pre-shipment and pre-discharge standard test parameters adopted by the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Regulatory Authority with a view to uncovering loopholes